Hi guys, so this is an excerpt from a club mini Q&A that I did recently, and if you are interested in joining club, it's a private community where we hold Q&As and things like that, so I'll leave a link down below to how you can join. I hope you enjoy the excerpt. Okay, hi Miriam. I tried the dress thing, and that didn't give me a definitive answer. This person is talking about trying on different dresses to figure out your body type, like your main body type out of the 5 main types. And they're saying that their torso is more yin, so I would imagine their face and torso is more yin, so they have a soft face and torso, maybe a curvy torso, maybe they have a kind of an hourglass shape, maybe a shapely bust line, and they have a soft face. But my limbs are more yang, so their limbs are long. My arms seem disjointed in things that look okay on my torso. Do you have any ideas for something like this? Yeah, so I do. So I think what's actually happening is that your arms they might be long, okay? But it's not only that, it's that your torso is short. So when you have a short torso, your arms are going to look longer. So it's not only your legs that look longer, it's also your arms that look longer, because imagine where the elbow will fall will be practically at your waist or something, and people who have longer torsos, their elbow falls maybe a little bit lower, right? So, or whatever, that sort of thing, like sort of where the arms fall relative to the torso is going to make your arms look longer or shorter. And people who have long torsos appear to have shorter arms because of this same reason. It's all of the proportions of the body kind of affect each other. So I think what you can actually do is, you might be, some sort of, I guess, yin type or soft type. Maybe you're sharp and soft, right? Well, I guess sharp and soft would be technically a yang type, which is why I don't really use that terminology. But she could be sharp and soft, okay, where her arms might actually be long and her physique is like soft. She could be mixed soft, she could be rounded mixed, beveled soft. So she could be any of those types, but the thing here is that what should you do, right? So I think what you could do is you could think about lengthening your torso. Now, regardless of whether your arms, like if you can afford to lengthen your torso, if you have long arms and you want to balance that, one way to do that is to lengthen your torso visually. So usually people who have long arms also have long legs, but not always. So this is only going to work if you also have long or moderate legs, because otherwise if you lengthen your torso and you have long arms, that's all fun and games until your legs look really short. So this only works if you have both long arms and long legs, or like moderate legs at least and long arms or something like that. So you want to lengthen your torso, right? And that's going to make your arms look shorter. So what you can do is you can wear tops that cut at the hip. So you don't want to wear tops tucked into high-rise jeans or tops tucked into high-rise skirts or anything like that. You want to wear tops untucked, or if you want to tuck, you might want to go for mid-rise jeans if that's something that you are okay with. If not, then you could still go for high-rise jeans and just do a front tuck and have the sides of the shirt still cut mid-hip, so that it still kind of creates a little bit of a lengthening to your torso. So those are things you could do. And another thing you could do is also, if you have a short torso, you might find that you would like for your skirts to be shorter, like above the knee, like maybe 3 inches above the knee or something like that. Because there's something about that where if you have a long line to the skirt, it's going to make your torso look even shorter. And then it'll make your arms look even longer because of that, okay? So if you do tuck in your shirt all the way around your skirt, at least have the skirt be short, like maybe even short, like a mini skirt, right? Maybe even a pretty short skirt, or at least above the knee. And that will sort of balance the look. Or otherwise, you could have a skirt that goes maybe to the knee, but then untuck the top and have it cut mid-hip. So these are some of the things that you could sort of try out to try to lengthen your torso. Of course, like another thing you could do is to wear like a V-neck, you know, and that can sometimes lengthen the torso depending on the situation. So you could do all those things. I think that what's happening here is that it has nothing to do with body type, so to speak. It has everything to do with just the vertical proportions. And so that's something that's actually pretty common. And people are realizing this because the trend is all high-waisted everything, you know, and it used to be that when it was low-rise jeans, low-rise everything, everybody had short legs, you know, and now everybody has long arms or a short torso or something like that, because you kind of realize, oh, high-waisted things might not, or you might feel like something is not quite right with the proportions, but you can't put your finger on it. It might be those vertical proportions. So yeah. Alright, so this person's saying I'm high contrast, very dark, almost black hair, and light skin. My skin is warm and delicate olive. Should I wear black near my face? So I covered this in the last Q&A. Yeah, so basically, I'll just go over this really quickly. It depends on the body type if you could wear black near your face. Like if you have a firm physique and features, if you're maybe sharpened, if you're sharpened taut, if you are mixed taut, if maybe even mixed soft, you could do that. Like if you look good with some contrasting detailing, maybe blended sharpened, maybe even sharpened soft, maybe rounded mixed. Like anybody who has any angles to their face is going to be okay doing something like that. A color that's a bit more sort of contrasting, or a color that might even look bold or slightly, it could look harsh on another body type, but someone with some sharpness to their face might be able to do something like that. So that's the answer. It depends on your body type. If you are rounded or blended soft, I wouldn't recommend that. So let's just go right on to the next question. So I am a high contrast, warm and delicate. I avoid wearing optic white near the face, but could I pull off optic white pants and skirts? Well, this is the thing, okay? If you are high contrast and you don't have a dynamic contrast level, like you don't have tan skin, I really wouldn't recommend optic white still for warm and delicate. And that's mostly because warm and delicate is muted, you know, and the whole coloring is muted. So it can be difficult to do optic white or like fuchsia or something like that. Something really bright, especially when it doesn't work with your contrast levels, can be a bit difficult. And so, you know, this is why like the delicate undertones, even if it's away from the face, imagine someone like Jennifer Aniston. She's cool and delicate and she has like really soft coloring overall. She's like medium contrast. She's like muted skin tone, cool and delicate. She is just, even if she wears like royal blue pants away from the face, it's just still not going to look right as an ensemble as a whole with her coloring. And it's kind of the same story with this. Like if you are warm and delicate and high contrast, would black look okay as pants? Probably, you know, because it would match with your darker features. But the thing with optic white is that it sounds like if you're high contrast, you know, it's going to be sort of out of place with your coloring. So I wouldn't recommend optic white pants or skirts or really anywhere in your look, because you have that soft coloring. You might be able to do dark, cool and radiant colors because of your dark features. If you're high contrast, warm and delicate, right? You could do things like dark navy, you could do pure black away from the face, and I just sort of touched on this in the previous question too, depending on your body type. And you could also do plums. You know, there are a lot of other colors that you could do that are cool, right? But the concern with optic white is not that it's cool and radiant, but that it could be so disjointed from your contrast levels that it would just look disconnected, you know. And the same, and then the other concern for warm and delicate is if you wear with Optic White is if you wear Optic White as a shirt, you are just going to completely fall into the background. You know, it's going to just feel like your complexion might look almost like ruddy or something, like you just look really dull in contrast to that really bright Optic White color. You know, everything just falls into the background. But of course, if you swap Optic White for ivory or for cream or for anything in between ivory and cream, if you Google image ivory, some of those I would call cream. If you Google image cream, some of those I'd call ivory. So I don't even know who makes these terms or like if there's any agreed upon thing, but you know, that kind of like a warm, soft white type of a thing, you know, that is going to be your white. And if you're going to make, I have said this before I think, but if you're going to make the effort to wear white, you might as well wear your own white. You know, I really believe that, because white is so difficult to wear. You know, it's just, you have to watch everything you're doing when you're wearing white, and why not wear your own white in that case? And for Warm and Delicate, that is like ivory or cream. For Warm and Radiant, it's cream. For Cool and Radiant, it's Optic White. And for Cool and Delicate, it's this kind of like really, really, really grayish, like light gray, basically, is Cool and Delicate's white. So those are the whites that you would want to be reaching for. And to sort of finish this off, you know, is there any Warm and Delicate person who could do Optic White as a pants or a skirt? I would actually say maybe rounded mixed or rounded, or maybe blended soft, you know, because or beveled soft or mixed soft and low contrast, because these people, they look, and if I missed anyone, maybe Sharp and Soft, maybe not. I don't know, I would have to see it on Sharp and Soft, maybe not. But these people are recommended brighter colors, you know, and Optic White is going to look bright on Warm and Delicate. So if you look good in bright colors, then maybe something like that would work away from the face, you know, Optic White as a bottom, and that would look really weightless and fresh on those like softer types. Maybe it could work if you're already low contrast, but if you're high contrast, I wouldn't recommend it, just because the contrast levels would be so disconnected. Alright guys, so that is it for the excerpt. I hope you enjoyed watching this. Leave some comments down below, and I'll leave a link down below to a club if you are interested in joining. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Bye.